Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak announced in October that there were plans to bring public sector jobs back to pre-pandemic levels, but that claim didn't have the glimmer of hope as it seemed. Whitehall is expected to lose tens of thousands of jobs over the next 3 years and is expected to be distributed to other parts of the country. So, the Chancellor of the Exchequer plans to drastically cut the UK civil service, with tens of thousands of jobs cut across Whitehall over the next 3 years. And Sunak is working with a cabinet office to oversee the cuts to deliver 5% savings on Whitehall Department's daily spending budget by 2024 to 2025. Unions warn that the cuts could undermine government plans to move thousands of civil service jobs from Whitehall to the countries and regions of the UK as part of Boris Johnson's efforts to level up abandoned areas. Sunak hinted in its October spending review, setting the Whitehall Department's budgets for the next 3 years, that he would like to bring the size of the public service, as I said, back to pre-pandemic levels by the middle of the decade. Well, but the number of UK officials hit 505,000 in September, compared with 456,000 in March 2020, just before the coronavirus crisis, according to the Office for National Statistics and their figures from earlier this month. Sunak's goal would therefore be to cut 49,000 jobs over the next 3 years, but the cut is expected to be less severe and is said to be limited to officials outside the front, as they say it, which means that around half of the officials will not be affected. An estimated 48% of civil servants work on the front lines in operational delivery, such as paying social benefits and state pensions, issuing driver's licenses, and running prisons, which is also part of it. However, according to Rhys Klein, a researcher at the Institute for Government, which is a think tank, there will still likely be a cut of about 25,000 public service jobs overseen by Sunak. He said the government has yet to explain exactly what types of jobs are facing the axe in the cut, but suggested that the roles of policymakers may be the most vulnerable, given those positions during the pandemic and also after the EU referendum were expanded significantly in 2016. The big growth since 2016 has been with politicians, added Klein, and he said, that is understandable. There was a massive political task that went hand in hand with preparing for Brexit and the post-Brexit situation. Then the pandemic raised a number of massive political problems that needed to be addressed, although I don't think anybody felt that there were a lot of more people for the Brexit preparations than afterwards, or they didn't work either way. Ministers will try to avoid forced layoffs so as not to fill public service positions as officials either quit to work elsewhere or retire, according to those informed on the plans. The Treasury Department is expected to set the parameters of the program early next year. A Treasury Department spokesman said the government had increased total Whitehall Department spending in the spending review. We expect the departments to bring the public service workforce back outside the front line to 2019-2020 levels without large-scale layoffs, added the spokesman, and he said, this will help fund more frontline positions and better serve the British people, as if anyone there ever cared for the British people in that government. The FDA union, which represents professionals and executives in the public sector, said the proposed downsizing could undermine the government program of moving 22,000 jobs from London to the regions by 2030. At a time when the government has to face the longer-term consequences of COVID-19, the still uncertain results of Brexit, and a strong commitment to compensate for the shedding of tens of thousands of public service jobs will inevitably mean, said Dave Penman, Secretary General of the FTA. As the old saying goes, governance is a choice, and any serious government must balance its commitments with resources. And that's something I'm still waiting to see from this government. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.